who is Secretary of Center for Study of Society and Secularism in India. And he's going to speak on the topic of Muslims in India. Irfan, engineer, is India Fellow of Islam and Liberty Network, is our partner and has been a great supporter for our message and their work. And I'm sure he's going to mention, but he's also carrying the tradition of a very famous Indian Muslim scholar, late Asghar Ali Engineer. Irfan Saab, would you like to share your thoughts now?
Thank you, Ali Saab, for organizing this 8th International Liberty. It has been really great presentations, and thank you for bringing a galaxy of scholars, activists working in the area. We need this kind of conferences more often, as much as we can do. They play a very important role in shaping intellectual outlook. Let me come to India now. Muslims in India are the second largest religion in India. After Hinduism are 79%, and Muslims in India constitute 14.2% as per the last census in 2011. We are third largest Muslim in the world. After Indonesia and country having third largest Muslim population. According to 2011 census, there were 174 million Muslims. And by now it must be, it might be about 200 million Muslims it has been. So it is a huge Muslim population, larger than Muslims or Muslim population in many countries, many Arab countries as well. Now Muslims do not constitute a community, one single community in my understanding. They speak 27 languages, almost all languages. They belong to different ethnicities, and this diversity is very important that Muslims have. There are two Muslim majority union territories. One is Kashmir, the other is Lakshadweep. So there have always been Muslim chief ministers there. We have had 3 Muslim presidents of the country. Abdul Kalam, the last one, before him was Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad, and before him was Zakir Hussain, the president of the Republic. There have been even in the states or provinces majority, even there there have been Muslim chief ministers. Assam has had one where they are actually the minority. Bihar has had one where Muslim population is about 17%. Yet it had Muslim chief minister. Likewise in Kerala and Maharashtra, we all had Muslim chief ministers. Now, Pondicherry and Rajasthan also had Muslim chief ministers. Chief Justice of India, there have been 2 Chief Justices of India who were Muslims, and several vice presidents of India were Muslims. Now, we are not diverse only linguistically, we are also diverse in our religious following. 20% Shias and 80% Sunnis. There are Wahhabis and Deobandis. Wahhabis constitute a very large Barelvis and Deobandis. Barelvis constitute a very large majority of the Muslim community. Now, the third stratification that we have is the social stratification, one that of birth-based hierarchies. So there are Ashraf Muslims who claim higher lineage Then there are Ajlaf Muslims who come from backward sections, and there are Arzal Muslims who are actually converts from untouchable communities in India. So now coming to Indian Constitution, this is what the community is. Now coming to Indian Constitution, is one of the most liberal democracy in the world, and Indian Constitution gives Muslims equal rights in everything. And as a result, there were Muslim presidents, Muslim chief ministers, Muslim chief justices, and in various offices. So Article 14 of the Constitution is about everybody is equal irrespective of religion. Article 19 is about freedoms. You have freedom of expression, freedom of occupation, freedom to reside anywhere in the country, freedom of association, to get together without arms and for peaceably. So there are various freedoms, and these freedoms are enjoyed equally. The more important article which is relevant for our purpose here today, of course, Article 14 and Article 19 are also very important, but more important are Article 25 and 26. Article 25 is about freedom of religion, that every citizen and even non-citizens in India can practice, profess, and even propagate religion of their choice. So Muslims claim, and now this is what we call secularism. Freedom of religion is what we call secularism in Indian understanding. The state is neutral. The state keeps equidistance from all religions. Now, this is what Muslims claim from secularism, and Muslims are beneficial, have benefited being minorities from this freedom of religion. So much so that they have a right to practice their Sharia. If you see, I'm making out a case of liberty for Muslims. Why the Muslim world should have this liberty? Because it has resulted into advancement of Islam. That is a case that I'm making. Muslims practice their Sharia as far as family laws are concerned. Criminal laws are same. Financial laws are same for all citizens without discrimination. And Muslims can follow their Sharia law as far as their private affairs, family life, family affairs is concerned. So their marriage, divorce, we have all the forms of divorce that we have in the Islamic world. Talaqul biddat, talaqul ihsan, everything is being followed. In fact, this was resented by the Hindu majority community because their family code was codified and reformed, whereas Muslims were left untouched because they were a minority community and the state did not want to interfere in the affairs of minority community. So the majority had a grievance that while we are reformed, while our religion is reformed, the minorities are left untouched. Now, actually, the festivals during which Muslims can not only celebrate their festivals peaceably and freely, but Eid Fitr, Eid Zuha, Eid Miladun Nabi, Muharram, all these are public holidays for all citizens of the country on these occasions. Actually, we learned much later. I learned much later in my life that Muharram and Eid Miladun Nabi is not holiday even in Arab and Muslim world. But we in India have those holidays. Little bit about Waqf property, and then I'll come to the social and educational status of the Muslims. According to Waqf management system of India, which is which has studied Waqf bodies, there are 6,16,732 Waqf properties in India. Actually, their value runs into thousands of billions of dollars. Unfortunately, there is a lot of corruption. It is mismanaged. Otherwise, this huge wealth could be used for development of Muslims, their education. Actually, it has the potential to pull them out of backwardness. But the corrupt leadership or the corrupt people who are managing uh, is part of. So now I'll little bit about economic aspects of the community and the way forward. How do we go forward? We are also facing Islamophobia. I'll come a little later. As far as the economic situation of the community is concerned, uh, after partition, the economic elite migrated to Pakistan. And what was left behind was largely a small middle class and largely a economically backward section of the community. So we have hawkers, we have workers mostly employed in informal sectors of the economy. Large Muslim youth you'll find largely unemployed, and partly unemployed also because of discrimination that they face in social, economic, and political life. Such a committee, which was appointed by the government of India uh, in 2004, it came out with its findings on the socioeconomic community, that the community is backward because it faces active discrimination, and particularly the backward sections of Muslims. Now, I said socially there are three sections of Muslims: the Ashraf, the Ajlaf, that is the backward, and the Azals, that is those who converted from untouchable communities, which are the most backward and most poor. Now, this Ajlaf community or the backward communities also enjoy reservation in jobs and livelihoods, along with other backward sections of the Hindu community. So in India, we have reservations in jobs and educational institutions, and Muslim backward sections also enjoy that. Now, roughly, we are 14.2%, maybe now more than 15% of the Indian population. But if you see, there are only 2% of graduates are Muslims. So their proportion in jobs and education, I'm not giving more data than this, but roughly find around military, 2% in organized formal sectors, in public sectors, employment. Largely, they are in unemployed. Either they are unemployed or they are in informal sector doing small petty jobs. Now, let me tell you, there are major Muslim interest parties as well. All India Majlis Ittihadul Muslimin, very ardent, and I would go a little bit, I would say it's even more rabid in its presentation, very aggressive about Islam, but because of free speech enjoyed, their president Asaduddin Owaisi makes very aggressive talks and talks about Muslim community being superior. Evangelist, feature tele-evangelist Zakir Zakir Hussain, who actually preached superiority of Islam and organized huge gatherings, and this is possible in India because you have Muslims have taken advantage of the freedom that are available in the country to even have superior claims of superiority over other parties. So All India Majlis Ittihadul Muslimin is a Muslim interest party, one of the largest, You have Indian Union Muslim League, which is in southern state Kerala. You have Peace Party. You have Social Democratic Party of India, which is actually a Muslim party, though with a secular name. Islami has their own political party, which is called Welfare Party of India. Now, the problems that Muslim come, one is Islamophobia. Islamophobia as a after 2014, when this populist prime minister was elected on the political agenda of Hindutva, that is proving Hindu nationalism, converting entire country into Hindu nationalists. They have been spouting out again and again hatred against Muslims. So since 2014, we see not that these hate crimes were not there before, earlier, but this it has dramatically increased, this hate crimes. We do monitor in this short time. I don't have uh, I cannot give many instances of hate crime, but generally they are associated with loyalty to Pakistan, uh, as terrorists, as antisocial elements, as violent people, and very backward so far as the women are concerned. So this is the typical image that is being created uh, for Muslims in India throughout. Muslims have also been facing violence. There have been a number of communal riots in India, and 40,000 casualties since 1950 to 1995. Stephen Wilkinson and they have calculated, counted that from all the accounts of all the reports. 40,000 casualties is huge. After 95, there have been pogroms against Muslims. Gujarat had one in 2002. Bhagalpur had in 1989. Recently, we had a major riot in Delhi, in Muzaffarnagar, and violence is becoming more and more of a normalized feature. Muslims are also targeted, particularly those who are associated with transporting of cow or cattle wealth from one place to another, or those who keep cows as their milk animal, those who are involved in dairy farming. They are lynched on streets because Hindus worship cow, and uh, Muslims are alleged that they slaughter. On the allegation that they are uh, uh, those involved in dairy industry are being lynched. So the number of mob lynching instances are growing up. From 2014 till now, 107 instances of uh, mob lynching have taken place, in which more than 90 people have died. They have been lynched to death. They have been beaten to death on the streets. Now, social backwardness, I already said. One area in which Muslims are lacking is education. Although we have two best universities, two of the best universities in India are Muslim universities. Aligarh Muslim University, number one university. Sometimes it is number one in the rankings in the university, and sometimes number two after Jawaharlal Nehru University.
Sorry, Irfan Saab, sorry for interruption. You have about 2 minutes to conclude, please.
All right, all right. So I'll just come to using this freedom that we have. We have had great Islamic scholars, and I don't think these great Islamic scholars, Iqbal, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, they actually reinterpreted, they did their and took Islam to new frontiers. And that is because of religious freedom that we have. There's no restriction. And actually, the philosophy, the idea, the vision of religion also grows along with freedoms that we have. I'll end with this: the way forward. I think Muslim community has invested too much in madrasa education, too much in only in mosque. What we need is a balance. I'm not saying we do not need mosques. I'm not saying we do not need madrasa, but we need